Hi folks, how's it going today? Good, I hope. I'm going to spend a little bit of time today talking about PPE, personal protective equipment. I see lots of videos people do where they're talking about the tools that they've bought and that kind of stuff. And that is super cool, and I do those videos as well. But I don't see an awful lot of people talking about protective equipment to keep them safe when they're doing the work or the projects that they do. So you're thinking about the amount of money that you perhaps spent on tools in the last year. What I would ask you is, what percentage of that have you spent on protective equipment if you don't have any? And it's something you should perhaps have to think about, because you've only got one pair of eyes, one pair of lungs and hands and all that kind of stuff, and they need to last you for the rest of your life. So you've got to keep yourself in good shape and look after yourself. So just having a look at some of the PPE that I've got now. Most of us probably start off with these kind of masks for when we're doing sanding and that kind of stuff, and you'll see on there that most masks have to conform to whatever safety regulations you've got in your country, which will tell you the percentage of particulate it will filter out and that kind of stuff. And you can get these sort of ones that have got like valves on there to help you breathe a bit easier, but these are quite cheap. They do the job and they're okay. Personally, I used them. I didn't really get on with them because you get very hot. There's no real proper way for your breathing in and out to vent through other than through the sides here, so where you can pinch here and it goes over your nose and things, it forms okay, but it's not the greatest. But what I would suggest you spring for is something like this. This is a 3M 7502. The 7500 is the series of mask this is. And then this 010203, I think I'm right in saying, is for the sizing, and this is a medium mask. These are excellent. You have one-way valve here, which you breathe through. Obviously breathe normally, and when you breathe in, it comes in through the filter area, and then when you breathe out, it comes out through here. Now, I'm a beardy guy, and these sort of masks, some people say, oh, they don't form or seal very well to the face if you've got a beard. Well, I'll tell you now that with this mask and with my beard, if I've got this on, and all these straps are adjustable so you can get a good fit to your face, if I put my hands over those, if I seal my hands over those and try and breathe in, I can't. It literally will try and suffocate me. So you get an excellent seal with these. You can, now what I bought here was an adapter, because they tend to come with these sort of, yeah, I mean, people go, oh, they're from China, they're still sold by 3M and they're the authorised thing, but these are the vapour filters for if you're doing painting and things. And what a lot of people do is they'll get this kit, they'll whack these on there, they'll put those over the top of those, and they'll put that on the outside. And if you're not doing painting and things, you'll essentially waste those filters. So what I bought was some adapter plates which fit onto the mask, and then you put your dust filter on, and then the outside retaining cover on there. And there's a dust mask. That is absolutely brilliant, that thing. There's other manufacturers make them. Personally, I like 3M stuff. I know it's good quality stuff. It does well. The mask in the UK is about £20. I think I bought that for £20 on Amazon. And you can buy the boxes of, I think this must be a new box because it's sealed up. Oh no, there we go. And you can buy boxes of 10 of the replaceable gauze or what, felt or whatever they are, filters. So yeah, have a think about what you're doing in terms of protecting yourself from breathing in dust, from sanding or grinding, that kind of stuff. Sadly, my grandfather died of a terrible lung condition, caused probably by the industrial processes that he did when he was a young guy, blowing out brake lines which contained asbestos at the time, with just an airline, you know, no kind of you know, barrier to prevent him from breathing that in. So have a think about what kind of stuff you use when you're sanding and grinding and stuff, and painting as well, because you don't want to be breathing in vapours of things of the paint. So yeah, so that's what I use anyway, and I get on with that really well. So next up, eye protection. Now I have in the past got bits and pieces and things in my eyes. Foolishly not used eye protection when I was a young lad. I do now. There was a time when I was doing some work on the MR2, changing the speakers over, where I had a bare wire, and the speaker wire in those cars in the doors is the stiff sort. It's not the it's not like several braids, it's like one thick piece of copper. As I was doing what I was doing, turned round, and the piece of wire was sort of sticking out at right angle. Turned round, it stuck me straight in the eye. I can only describe to you how painful and unpleasant that was. If I'd have had these on, the idiot that I was didn't put them on that day, probably rushing around, could have lost my eye. These are cheap. In the UK you can pick up a pair of safety glasses conforming to the right standard for, I mean, I think Machine Mart sell them for like £4, £3 or £4, nothing money really. You can get some that are sort of sunglass type ones, so you know, if you're working outdoors you can you know, have some kind of tint on them. And then also you've got stuff like goggles as well, if you need a seal around your face because of whatever process you're doing. You could get, because these obviously will shield, but stuff could potentially get behind them. It depends what job you're doing. These goggles, I think they're a £5. They were about a £5 as well, these. I think these were £4 from Machine Mart. So we're talking nothing money here to protect yourself. So definitely get eye protection. Other stuff, right, gloves. When I was a lad working on a car, you pretty much got the mickey taken out of you if you put gloves on. Now I'm pleased to say, everywhere you go in garages and stuff, most mechanics will wear these sort of gloves, because you can still kind of feel nuts and bolts and things, and your dexterity isn't affected by them. This is, I use Skytech latex free, non-powder. I hate the ones with the powder in, because you use them for a while, your hands get a bit sweaty in them, and then it comes out and you've got all these balls of dusty, yeah, horribleness. So yeah, so that's your sort of basic glove. I then also buy these ones for working on the cars and projects and things. These are only like a couple of pound a pair. They're like rubber faced, but they are material back, so your hand can breathe. I find them more comfortable to use if I'm doing anything for any length of time that isn't going to be too messy. If it's going to be really oily and stuff, I'll use these, because I can just peel these off and chuck them away. And then you've also got these kind of gauntlet heavy duty type ones, where if you're sticking your arm, you know, if you're a homeowner and things, you're sticking your arm down drains and toilets and things, as you might have to in your lifetime, to unblock them and things like that. They're handy to have, because they go up past your elbow, and you don't get any, shall we say, unpleasantness on you. Hearing protection. My job requires me to pass a certain hearing standard, because the work, or part of the work that I do, is safety critical. So I bought these. These are for, you know, grinding, or, you know, any kind of high noise work. These are Peltor ear defenders. I believe these are rated up to 100 and something decibels. They're actually army surplus ones. They were new, but I think these cost me like 5, I think they were £10 these. I've had these for a while, but they are excellent. Now if you don't want a spring for those, or you don't find those comfortable, because some people, you know, it's like full can ear headphones. After a while they sort of squash on your head and can be a bit uncomfortable. Companies like 3M do these sort of bud in ear ones where you squish it up, and I think they sealed. Yeah, I'll leave them sealed, but you get like a string so they can hang around your neck, and they'll do equally good job of blocking the noise out your ears. I do know people who work in industrial processes over the years who have lost significant levels of hearing due to not using this kind of stuff. So have a think about hearing protection. And then you've got some specialist type stuff. So I've got chainsaws and things. So my old gloves were a bit worn out. So I've got chainsaw gloves. I've also got chainsaw trousers as well. And in these and the trousers, there's lots of fibre layers in there. So if the chainsaw grabs a part of me, you know, if I'm careless and I hit it on my leg, the chain, you know, the bar, or on my hand, all these fibres get pulled out in a fraction of a second and just jam the chainsaw up and stop it. There's, you know, if you think how does that work, well, there's videos on YouTube that show you how that kind of fibre works. So yeah, make sure you've got those kind of protection as well. And gloves also need to be rated to the power of chainsaw that you've got. There's no point having a pair of chainsaw gloves but you've got some really high power chainsaw that will just tear through everything. They need to be, and certainly the trousers need to be rated to the chainsaw that you've got. I've also got this for chainsawing as well if I'm doing tree work or something. Haven't used these an awful lot, but it's got you know, the built-in sort of ear defender stuff, so it's all in one, and there's a face guard as well. Comes with that and just pops on the front of there, so you're not getting stuff thrown into your face, but also allows you to see okay. And because one thing, if you're doing a lot of work outdoors or indoors and you're getting hot, which obviously cutting wooden things with chainsaws you are going to get hot, these will mist up a little bit. That is one of the problems with them. And certainly, just going back to these, anyone who's used one of these masks with eye protection will know that all you're going to get is this fogged up, which with the 3M type masks with a breathing valve in, you don't have that problem. And then other specialist gear that I've got is welding gauntlets, so I don't get bits on me, and my oldie welding helmet, which one day I may upgrade to one of those super duper electric ones where as soon as you strike your arc, I've got an arc welder, as soon as you strike your arc it comes on immediately. Yeah, PPE. If you haven't got any of this stuff, get some PPE. Get the best stuff that you can afford. As I say, you've only got 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 lungs. You know, a lot of stuff that we do in our projects, you know, if we're doing car maintenance stuff, you know, oils and things are all carcinogenic things. You don't want to be getting this stuff on your skin day in, day out. Wood dust is carcinogenic as well for your lungs. You know, so look after yourselves, people. Get yourself some kit. I've obviously bought this over a period of time as I need it, and if it wears out, throw it away but replace it with some new stuff. Always have you know, the best stuff that you can. So I'll stop rambling on now. If you've got any comments about what PPE you use or what you would suggest for people to use, then please do leave them in the comments. I'd be interested to see what stuff you guys and girls use. And as I usually say, take care, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.